Okay, that works. Okay, great. Okay, good. Excellent. Look how dark my glasses are. Are we live there?
Yes, you are.
Excellent. Hi, how are you? I'm Mel Robbins. Can you pass me that? Yeah, thank you. I'm Mel Robbins. I'm the author of The 5 Second Rule, international bestseller, one of the most popular audiobooks of all time. Very proud of that. And I'm also the host of a new daytime syndicated talk show that's airing nationwide on September 16th. And what you're watching right now is Coffee Talk. This is my live weekday broadcast where I take you behind the scenes and share with you things that are going on in my life, in my business, in my family. I also use this time to empower, inspire, and entertain you, give you that little push. You got this that we all need in order to not only make the most of our days, but to continue to do the work to change how we think and change the little things that change absolutely everything. And one of the things that I do as part of Coffee Talk is I take questions from you. And so today's question is coming from Lewis, and we're going to be talking about the subject of just feeling totally overwhelmed. And I don't know what it is about this time of year, but right around May, for me and our family, things seem to jump off the tracks. As we have 3 kids who are in school, and as we careen toward finals and the end of the year and a bazillion things going on, and team dinners to wrap up the season, and gifts for teachers and graduation parties, and then work seems to kind of ramp into this big push before summer when everybody, I don't know what it is about this time of year. But if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not alone. Okay, there is Mr. Noodle coming to, this is our rescue cat. Hello, that's all right. I'll just push him gently for all the animal lovers. I just stuck my hand in his fanny. Get out of here. Okay, that is our rescue cat, Mr. Noodle, who does like to make an appearance from now and then. But if you're feeling really overwhelmed, why don't you give me a thumbs up in the comments? Let's put a positive spin, because I'm positive that I'm going to help you feel less overwhelmed. And more importantly, I'm going to put you in action. I think one of the key differences around the kind of work that I do, my life's work, which is all about inspiring you and empowering you, is I always strive to leave you in action. And so my commitment for Coffee Talk today is that whatever it is that you have going on, that you are left feeling like the weight of the world is not solely on your shoulders. You are left feeling a little bit lighter, and you are left with one thing that you can do to lighten that load and to start to move forward. Because I think that's what most of us want, right? When you feel stuck, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like life is getting really hard, you need help getting pointed in the right direction. You know, you need a hug. You need something. And so why don't you tell me in the captions if you're overwhelmed, thumbs up, and what are you overwhelmed about and why? And this is a very important first piece of advice, by the way, is that a lot of times we start to feel the weight of the overwhelm, but we don't get out of our heads. And if you spend too much time thinking about all the stuff that's going on, and you don't go through the process of breaking it down and figuring out what actually is important to you and prioritizing what you're going to do about it, you're just going to continue to feel heavier and heavier and heavier and more sunk. I mean, it's a very, very difficult thing to feel. So let me tell you Lewis's question. And Robin, if we have any comments, go ahead and tell me what people are overwhelmed about, so that, what are you overwhelmed about? I know Robin walked in here today and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm just so overwhelmed. So Robin, what are you overwhelmed about?
I'm a single mom.
Come over here. She's like, oh no, I knew you were going to do this. So Robin is on our team, and she's a single mom. We got other single moms out there, yes, and dads. Okay.
I just feel like everything is on me. I'm a full-time single mom, and
It is on you.
It is, from scheduling the kids, picking them up, driving them. They're teenagers, but they're not yet driving. So I feel overwhelmed almost every day.
Is it worse right now?
It is worse right now. It's because other things in my life aren't working. There's
Gotcha.
no balance.
There's no balance.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know that we can get balance, but what we're going to do for sure, and how many of you can relate to what Robin's saying? that you feel like it's just not only everything that you have to do for your family, but everything else that's going on. And the thing that is tough when it's all on your shoulders is one thing. If one thing doesn't work the way it's supposed to, the entire day and week just
So true.
completely goes off the. I mean, that happened to me a couple weeks ago when we had that big announcement about the show,
Right.
and the entire week that I had planned to be home with Oakley just went out the window. Well, what I want you to do as I answer Lewis's question, and I wanted you to say that because I know there's so many of you that can probably relate to what Robin's talking about, which is you're the one responsible for your kids. You're the one responsible for, making sure you can pay your bills. You also have a job to deal with. You also have dogs to walk. You also have family to take care of. You also have a relationship. You got all kinds of stuff going on.
I do.
Yes.
Overwhelm.
Yes. Okay. That's the topic for today. Thank you, Robin. I know she did not want to get on camera, but that's what happens when you work with me. You get like completely pulled in. So Lewis has something very similar to Robin. Okay. And part of, and I'm going to answer both Robin and Lewis's question. Lewis is, hi, Mel, I've been feeling really overwhelmed in all aspects of my life, and I don't know which one to tackle first. Between failed relationships, crappy friends, a hectic work schedule, my own dreams, and just staying afloat in general, it feels like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. For both situations like what Robin is facing, where there are facts that she has to deal with. She is a single mom. She does have 2 teenage boys. She does have a full-time job. She also has a side business taking care of dogs. She also is a very busy person in her family and her community, and there is a lot of weight on her shoulders. And so one of the most important things when you're in a situation where the truth, the facts are that there is more on your plate than one human being can effectively handle on his or her own, there's a really important moment where you have to surrender to the chaos that your life is for the next couple weeks. Things are going to change when summer hits. But part of what I find personally is that when I resist, and I do resist, I resist what's actually happening when that's not the way that I want things to go. And so if you start complaining or you start bringing extra weight to all of the things that are going on, it's going to make it feel even more overwhelming. And if you can bring a sense of realism to it, so I call this, and I think Sean Anker's the one that came up with this term, realistic optimism. Realistic optimism is a really powerful mindset because you're not just putting a sunny spin on a crappy situation. You're being realistic about where you are in your life right now, and you are still maintaining an optimistic point of view. And what that means is that you, when you're an optimist, you believe that your actions and your thoughts matter. You believe that you can handle what's on your plate. You believe that based on your thoughts and your actions, you can positively affect the outcome of whatever it is that you're dealing with, whether it's being wildly overwhelmed because you're a single parent, or terrified because you just got a scary health diagnosis, or you're spinning because somebody just told you they don't want to be in a relationship with you anymore. Whatever it is that you're facing that's making you feel overwhelmed, first start with how important it is to be a realistic optimist. So there's a surrendering to what's so, but you're going to stay very optimistic and positive and know that everything that you think and do is in your control. And that when you know that your behavior matters, it gives you a sense of empowerment that's proven by research. Super duper important. It's also why you can have a very hard life right now and a very overwhelming life right now and still be happy. Because you know, based on being a realistic optimist, that this period will pass and you know that there are things that you can think about and do that are within your control. And that's the exact same advice that I have for Lewis, who feels like the weight of the world is on his shoulders. I'm sure it is on his shoulders right now. And so step number one, we're going to talk about being a realistic optimist. Accept where you're at, and then bring a positive attitude to your ability to weather this and your ability to stay positive, happy, and grateful as you push through this phase. That's number one. The second thing I want you to realize is that when you hit a moment in your life or your work or your family where you feel very overwhelmed, one of the most important things to not do is to not speed up. I tend to be the kind of person that when I get overwhelmed or I feel the weight of the world on my shoulders or I feel stuck, I tend to start running into a brick wall head first at about 50 miles an hour. That is exactly what you should not do. You should slow down. You should slow down and you should assess where you are, and you should bring that realistic optimism to doing some problem solving and some planning and some decluttering in your very busy life in four main categories, okay? It's so important that you slow down and realize that part of the overwhelm is coming from the fact that you are too busy. There is too much on your plate. There's probably a lot on your plate that's the wrong things. There are probably things that you're thinking about that are not important. And that's why once you slow down, you also start to think about being a realistic optimist. You also need to declutter. And that's where your friend Mel Robbins comes in. This is the kind of time of year. It is the first weekend in May where you know what I feel like doing right now? I feel like cleaning the flower beds and going and buying a bunch of perennials that I can put into the ground. I feel like purging the garage and making about 30 trips to the town dump, where I'm also one of those people that when I dump things, I also look around and usually bring some more crap home that I don't need. And I also feel like really cleaning out the mud room, getting rid of and donating the coats that don't fit the kids anymore. Like I want to purge. Well, I got to thinking, wouldn't it be amazing if instead of just purging your gardens and decluttering your flower beds and cleaning out your closets and organizing the garage in the spring, imagine if you did that for your life. Well, that's exactly what I've decided I want to do, and I want to do it with you. I created with my team a 4-week experience just for you and me, and I'm super excited to do it with you. And my team came up with the greatest name for it. We're calling it Spring It On. It starts next week, right, on Monday. It is 4 weeks long, and guess what? You and I together, because one of the things about being overwhelmed that sucks is you feel like it's all on you. And what I like to do is I like to change together. I like to support each other through the process of trying to do things that improve your life. And so we're going to go through a 4-week experience together called Spring It On, where every single week we are going to declutter and empower you in some aspect of your life. And guess what's that going to make you feel? Well, a hell of a lot less overwhelmed. It's going to make you feel connected because you're going to realize you're not alone. It's going to empower you to be even more optimistic because you're going to see that there are things that you can do to take things off your plate, to draw healthy boundaries, to get clear about what's important to you. And that's going to make you less overwhelmed because it's going to hand you control. So what are we going to do? Spring It On is designed to help you take inventory of where your life is right now. I've got some notes here. I want to make sure I get them right. We're also going to help you nail down what's not working. And when you start to feel overwhelmed, guess what else happens? Your mind drifts into the negative, and all you can think about are all the balls in the air. And the problem with that is when you're so focused on the problem with all the balls in the air, you can't really see the solutions. So we're going to help you nail down what's not working and what is working in your life. We're going to also help you see what are the triggers that are in place that are causing you to stay overwhelmed, causing you to feel very cluttered in your mind. And most importantly, every single week, you and me, we're going to be taking small steps together that lead to really big changes. And I keep saying 4 weeks because we're going to talk about 4 areas of your life that we're going to declutter. And you do not want to miss this because we're starting off with the very first week doing something that we have invented. I love the name. It's called a friend cleanse. I'm going to say that again. Starting Monday, May 6th, Mel Robbins is going to lead you through the process of doing a friend cleanse. Why? Well, let me tell you why. The reason why it's so important to start with a friend cleanse, and I'm sure a lot of you, how many of you heard that and you thought, oh my God, getting rid of people? Oh boy, I'm going to cleanse these friends. Yes and no. A friend cleanse is critical because the single most influential thing around you are the people that you hang out with. And if you have relationships that are toxic, if you have relationships that cause guilt, if you have relationships that are creating drama in your life, if you have relationships that are not equitable, guess what? That's creating the overwhelm. That's creating unhappiness. That's keeping you doubting yourself. If you have friends that have bad habits, guess what? That's making it really, really hard for you to change your habits for the good. And so we're going to take a look at friendship through the lens of a spring cleaning. And you're going to learn a lot about friendships. You're going to learn that there are 3 types of friends. You're going to learn how to draw healthy boundaries. You're going to learn about the power of friendship and what to really cultivate in your friendships as a way to help you spring it forward in your life. You're going to learn how to take a lot of stuff. This was a big one for me. You're going to learn how to not let your own BS, your own insecurities, color how you view friendships that go in and out of intensity and not take things so personally. And you're also going to take a look at yourself as a friend, because part of the reason why some of your friendships might not be working might be how you're showing up. And so this sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's not at all. Uh-oh, what happened? Something happened. Not here.
You're overheating.
I'm overheating? Mm-hmm. Oh, unplug that. Just unplug it. Did it unplug? I wonder what it has to do with this battery that I've plugged on here. Hold on, everybody.
Temperature. It's overheating.
And it already happened?
Yep, it just did.
Okay. Oops. Do you want to go live on mine?
IG paused.
Okay. Do you want to go live on mine? That is so weird.
Waiting to hear from Tracy.
I would just go live on yours. Thank you for your patience as you're watching me on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Our phone that is going live on Instagram overheated, which is so weird. I wonder, any techies watching? I now have a hands-free device that makes me put a magnet on the back of my phone. I wonder if that magnet conducts heat and makes my phone heat up. I don't know. Obviously, I don't have an engineering degree if this is the kind of stuff that I'm coming up with. Keep going. Are you going live on Instagram on your phone?
It's good.
Okay. No, yes? Should I look at you? Okay. All right. So I'm just going to talk to you. Oh, here comes Oakley.
Oh, is it going?
Yeah, we're live. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, guys.
Yes. Here is Oakley Robbins. I know many of you are huge fans of Oakley Robbins. Give him a big thumbs up. Do you mind? We're talking about overwhelm.
Overwhelm.
Yes.
Oh, being overwhelmed?
Yes. And we're doing are you overwhelmed right now?
No, I am like chill.
You are? What's your secret?
Surf it, dude. I don't know. Just don't think about anything. I know that's like hard to say, but what I mean is like just don't think about the future. Just don't think about, or think about what you want to do. Like I want to go on the Xbox right now.
Oh, can you wait until I'm done doing this?
Yeah.
And then you can go in?
Yeah. I just think that the best step is just to stay in the moment. Like today, I had to do a hip hop dance for the whole school, and with a bunch of people, of course, not alone. And I was feeling a little overwhelmed, or I was very nervous. So like every time they're like, "Oh, it's 5 songs away," and I was like, "Oh no," and they're like, "It's 2," and I was like, "Oh no," and I was like, "You're up next," and I was like, "Woo!" And then after the song just happened, it started to go away because I was thinking in the present. And I think I was getting so overwhelmed is because I was thinking about it then, and I should have just been enjoying what was happening.
Gotcha. So you were anticipating something going wrong in the future?
Yes. And then I was getting overwhelmed by how many possibilities of something going wrong.
Wow. Very mature of you. Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for stopping by. You're pretty cool, Oak.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Passcode.
Oh, my passcode.
Let's try it
Okay.
again.
Will you,
IG is still going, so let's.
IG
just
is still
listen again.
going? Oh, okay. Let's keep going. Will you mind shutting that, honey? Yeah. Thanks, bud. I'll be off in like 5 minutes. All right. Thank you for your patience, everybody. And thankfully, we had a brief interlude from my son, Oakley, to keep us all entertained while we're waiting for our friends on Instagram to join us. Are we going?
No, we're good. Just keep
We're gonna keep going. Okay,
Yep.
Thank you for your patience with that. So it may sound like there's a lot, there's actually not. All that's gonna happen is if you go to melrobbins.com/springiton, you can sign up for this 4-week experience. And if you're new to my community, what you're gonna discover about me if you go to melrobbins.com/springiton is that I'm all about value. I'm really, really happy that I am not in the influencer marketing business. I'm not an internet marketer. What does that mean? That means I'm not trying to get you to sign up for an online course. I'm not trying to get you into a mastermind group. I'm not going to shove journals and books and all kinds of products down your throat. That's not my business model. I feel very fortunate that I'm launching a daytime syndicated talk show nationally on television 5 days a week. And so I can just focus on creating content that provides value for you. So Spring It On is free. There are no strings attached. You're not going to get put into some sort of marketing funnel where we start pounding you with emails. And it's really important that you check it out for your mental well-being. We are in Mental Health Awareness Month. This is my gift to the world, a free program called Spring It On that's going to help you declutter your mind, declutter your relationships, declutter your routine, and declutter your habits.
Say hi to the new Instagram.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody coming on from Instagram. And hello to you in particular. I'm Mel Robbins, and you're watching Coffee Talk, my weekday broadcast. And I was just explaining before we lost you that I have created as my gift to the world a 4-week-long decluttering of the mind experience that we're going to do together with a global community of people. It's totally free. There are no strings attached. And I am all about providing value. I'm not going to start trying to sell you something. There's no mastermind to sign up for. There's no monthly membership program to buy. This is just for the fact that it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I know that you're feeling overwhelmed. And I know what a difference it makes when you change alongside other like-minded people who are trying to change for the better as well. And so the 4-week program, or it's not even a program, it's experience, is called Spring It On. How do you get involved? Go to melrobbins.com/springiton. And what will happen is I'll send you an email. And the email will have a PDF, which is a download that will outline what we're focusing on every week. And then that's all you need to do. Once a week, I'm going to send you an email. And it's going to have all kinds of links to videos in it. Every single week, starting next week, we have a theme. Next week is friends, relationships. If you've ever wanted to take a look at your friendships, if you wish you had more empowering friendships, if you're tired of feeling like people take advantage of you or they're passive or you care too much about other people's opinion, you know what you need? You need a friend cleanse. You need to declutter your friendships. You need to declutter your opinions about friendships. You need to think more proactively about the kind of friendships that you want, because the people you hang out with are the single biggest influence in your life. And so it's really, really important this spring that you clean out those relationships, both from toxic people, but also from toxic behavior that might even be stuff that you're doing that you don't realize. So every single day on social media next week, starting on Monday, I will be posting 2 things a day about friendship. You will also get an email from me that has a PDF that will allow you to follow along. Every day on our live training, I will be doing a live training about the friend cleanse. And we will also have all of those in a playlist in YouTube. And one of the reasons why you want to sign up is because it sounds confusing, it sounds overwhelming, and that's the last thing I want. I want to make this super simple for you. And so if you're part of the list of people that are in the Spring It On experience, go to melrobbins.com/springiton, free, no strings attached, get to hang out with your most positive friend, Mel Robbins, for 4 weeks flat. Forget the closets, forget the garage, forget the garden beds. We're going to declutter our minds. We're going to declutter our lives. We're going to reset our routines, and we are going to focus on getting deliberate about what really matters to you. And I promise you something. I promise that you're going to feel less overwhelmed. I promise that you're going to see meaningful change. I promise you're really going to enjoy it and you're going to learn a lot of stuff. You're going to laugh a lot. And I promise you'll never regret signing up. But you will regret if you don't do it. So go to melrobbins.com/springiton. And if you're going to do it, do me a favor so that I know where you are. Post about it on social media and tag me and use the hashtag #SpringItOn. If you're watching and you're going to go sign up, give us a thumbs up so that we can pat you on the back and cheer for you. And I'll tell you what, I created this for you. I created this for you because I know how overwhelming life can get. I created this for you because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I wanted to do something to help you declutter your mind. You know, you're going to hear me say this a lot. I don't know what your home address is, and I don't need to because I know where you live. You live in the exact same place I do, and that's right up here. And so we need to get the garbage that is cluttering your mind out of there. And we need to get the people that you spend too much time with that make you feel guilty and that make you feel bad about yourself out of there. And we need to get the behaviors that you have that make you feel bad about yourself and make you feel overwhelmed out of there. And we need to reset your routine so that you can spring it on in your life and take control in simple ways. And that's what this is about.
URL one more time.
What's that? URL one more time. It's melrobbins.com/springiton. I wish I had, I don't know that this is, we should have written it down. Is that, you can't even see that. Can you see that? Spring it on, spring it on. Right there. Spring it on. See, tease. Those are my instructions. Tease, Mel. Tease to spring it on. This is about the lamest production on the planet, right? That's how we roll. Because you don't need to be fancy to change your life. You don't need a lot of money to get started. In fact, this program's free. You don't need to have everything be perfect in order to pursue your passion. And so if you want to do something and hang out more with me and you would like to feel better every day, just go to melrobbins.com/springiton. And here's one more thing. In case nobody else tells you today, let me be the one to tell you that I love you and I believe in you. I believe in your ability to declutter your mind, to declutter your life, to simplify your habits, to refresh your routine, and to make small, meaningful changes that change how you think, that change how you act, and that will change absolutely everything. So please, melrobbins.com/springiton. I cannot wait to get this started with you. And next week, we start off with the Friend Cleanse week. And you don't want to miss this, and I don't want to miss you. So I'll see you there.